Hey guys, Slimber here, and we are back with another video on Mr. Dapperton. I'm recording this right after my Dinesh D'Souza video. I'm gonna go grab another beer in a second, because I just finished this. Well, I still got a little bit of the mix left. I can fucking pour it in here. But, I originally recorded something on this video like a month ago, but when I went to upgrade my CPU and motherboard, I didn't know that I was gonna have to reset my hard drive, because that was my first time doing it. Next time I would just upload it to Google Drive, but it's the same problem I had with the conservative TikToks video. So this was originally recorded way before he got into his little clout-chasing obsession with Amazing Atheist. But we'll get right into this from a more, I don't want to say modern because that sounds fucking stupid, but a more, knowing take? I don't fucking know. Let's get right into this, shall we?
Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson are both trying to use their multi-billion...
Damn, boy. Damn, boy. That's a thick-ass boy. God damn. Pa-pa!
I just cringed way fucking harder than I have at any of fucking Dapperton's video just now. Why? Why did he include that cringy-ass part? This isn't even a political debate at this point. Why did you include the fucking cringe, Dapperton? Why? Look, man, he could have started this video any way possible, man. He could have gave a response to something. He could have saved this for the end. But no, he had to start with the cringe. He had to start as a 30 or possibly 40-year-old man with a Deathstroke mask that he looks like he got at a fucking Dollar Tree going, "That's a thick-ass boy!" Like, bruh, no.
$1 fortunes to flee the earth amidst a record-breaking heat wave and droughts. But that's none of my business.
And you think the climate will just fix itself if the rich people just gave up money to the climate gods, right?
Dapperton, you haven't even given him a chance to make an argument, dude. He literally just started. He just fucking started. Listen to what he's about to say. Give him a chance to make a point, dude. Like, here's the thing. Nobody, and I guarantee TJ isn't fucking proposing this, but nobody is proposing that, oh yeah, if you just give the government money, all your problems will be solved. Because here's the thing, right? We currently give the government money, and you know what they use it on? To go bomb fucking brown kids in Iraq and well, you know, they're still doing it in Afghanistan with fucking drone strikes. To go do that and go give it to fucking billionaires or with corporate bailouts and shit. The simple answer is, obviously it's a little bit more complicated than this, but you need to create programs, for example, that reduce the amount of non-renewable energy we use and do shit like that, you know?
They just gave the money to the climate gods. The climate will just stop being a pain in the ass, right? When will you learn that giving the government more money won't do anything beneficial? They put us $30 trillion in debt, and climate change is still an issue. So don't give me that bullshit. Money won't solve that problem.
Dapperton, none of that money was spent. Well, maybe a tiny bit of it during, like, the Obama era with the fucking useless-ass Paris climate agreement. But for the most part, most of it wasn't spent on dealing with the climate. You know what most of it was spent on, Dapperton? Like I just said earlier, bombing brown kids in other fucking countries and fucking corporate bailouts and shit like that. Oh, and cutting taxes for the wealthy, Dapperton. That's what most of that was spent on. Look, Dapperton, if your point was, hey, this government isn't going to do shit, this government, if you just give them money, they're just going to use it for corruption. Yeah, I'd agree. If that was your point, I'd 100% agree with you. But the thing is, we could always replace the government.
By the way, subscribe to my channel. I don't know how to work that in seamlessly, so... I hope Bezos' rocket doesn't blow up on re-entry because my Twitter will definitely get banned in the aftermath of that event. And what would I do without Twitter? Where would I go to make myself cry with impotent rage while ignoring my friends and family when they try to talk to me? I guess Branson was the first one to get up there, but I bet Bezos is going to be the first one with like a space yacht, you know?
I get it, because he's rich.
Oh,
Wait a minute, rewind that.
I get it, because he's rich.
Did Mr. Dapperton just get triggered? Yo, he is actually a fucking cuck to these rich people, bro. He is a straight fucking cuck.
Bronson, you must simply take your quaint little Virgin Galactic spacecraft up to my Chad space yacht for the weekend. There's no laws up here, Brancy, you know? We can get up to some Alex Jones shit. Let's see if that whole pituitary gland thing works.
Damn, bro. These jokes just aren't hitting for me.
Okay, this might be the one time, at least not on some, like, less government shit, that I might agree with Mr. Dapperton on. Because, yeah, this is kind of cringy. But, I mean, just like you, Mr. Dapperton, TJ's done a lot of cringy shit in the past. I mean, I don't know. If you're watching, hi. How you doing? I don't know if it was him, Scotty, or Paul checked out my channel. I don't know if they're actively watching or if they just saw that one video on Ben Shapiro's sister and liked it. But yeah, I mean, he can be cringy, but I don't know. I mean, I like his content for the most part. But I mean, like I said, you can be cringy too, dude. Like, come on. I can be cringy too. Go look at my fucking original content, dude. My old school shit.
I love how Alex Jones says that these rich people have discovered the dark secret to eternal youth, yet all of the power brokers in our country look like nightmare mummies. I have friends who are conspiracy theorists, and most of them vote Republican, which is pretty funny to me. Like, imagine that worldview for a second. The elites are satanic, multi-dimensional pedophile lizards who have brainwashed the populace with their advanced mind control techniques. And I am strongly against raising their taxes.
Okay, he got back to being funny.
See, unlike you, he just wants freedom for everyone, not just freedom for people he likes.
Dapperton, how is he going to achieve freedom for everybody if, you know, these other people who are preventing freedom for other people are paying politicians to do that? Huh? Now, I would be really shocked if Dapperton supported getting money out of politics. For all I know, there's a possibility he might. A very small, slim chance. But I kind of doubt that. So, explain to me, huh? If these people are using their money to keep freedom away from people, to support things like the Patriot Act and shit like that, what do you expect to happen if they still have all their fucking money?
Come on, they earned that money. The space lizards who brainwashed us earned the money. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, we wouldn't wish taxes on our worst enemy. Taxes don't fix problems. Again, $30 trillion in debt and climate change is still a problem. Hasn't fixed a problem yet.
Then Dapperton, explain what you plan to do about these. Well, actually, I don't think Dapperton actually likes Alex Jones. I think he was just sharing a meme. But what do you think Alex Jones then wants to actually do about these space lizards? These space Nazi lizards, huh? And are these space Nazi lizards in the room with us right now?
Every dictator through history, you know, has had to give the people an enemy to fear and to hate, you know. Usually it's like immigrants or Jews or something, but the real enemy all along, rich people.
You claim to be against prejudice, but here you are being classist. Which honestly is just about as bad as racism. But you're proud of your classism, aren't you?
Think about the rich people. Did you know how many rich people get shot by the police? Did you know they have to sit in the back of the bus? It's just as bad as racism. Like, bro, spare me your fucking dumb, petty pity for the fucking rich people, dude. Like, honest to God, I thank God that Jeffrey Epstein isn't alive still and didn't know you. Because I feel like I couldn't trust you in a room with Jeffrey Epstein and your kid. Because you would probably, like, give him to Jeffrey Epstein. Because, you know, you're a cuck to the rich people.
By the way, the enemy isn't rich people, the people who build jobs and make the society move forward. It's people who want to use government to take your freedom away. That's the enemy.
You mean rich people? You know, the ones who pay lobbyists to pay the government to do that shit?
I mean, what do you think really is the problem here? Rich people having more money than you, and then you being jealous of that fact? Or people using the government to strip every freedom that you have away from you?
Once again, rich people? Like, for example, the people who own BlackRock? You know, they want to make it so you can't ever fucking afford a house again? So you have to rent from them? Or what about, you know, the Koch brothers? Or George Soros? Who all fucking donate to politicians to keep things like the Patriot Act and shit in play? Come on, dude. Oh, or the people who work for the military-industrial complex. They're pretty fucking authoritarian. Like, you're literally living in denial, dude. You're in denial.
One of the problems seems very petty. Your problem seems very petty when compared to your rights being stripped from you by government. I mean, honestly, you seem like the type of person that gets jealous when he's in a competition and someone gets first place. You're like, oh, I'm in last place. Why doesn't the guy in first place split up his prize money? Because he played the game fair and square and he earned that money. Why should he have to give it up? Just because you're jealous and you didn't work hard enough to earn it.
Such a fucking childish argument that Dapperton always jumps to. Oh man, you're jealous. These complex political issues? No, you're just jealous. That's what it goes down to. He sounds like a fucking 12-year-old, dude. I actually think his kid might be smarter than he is. Or at least on the same fucking level.
Your problem is 100% jealousy, nothing else. You literally think stealing people's rights via government is righteous, while keeping your own money is thievery. It makes no sense.
Keeping money that you got through other people's fucking labor.
You know? It was rich people all along. The people who buy the politicians.
If you're dumb, you may say the problem is companies, not government. But the companies have no power by themselves. Only the government gives them power. So, can McDonald's tax you? Can Amazon build a standing army and attack countries? No, only the state can do that. And the state will do these things for businesses so they don't have to get their hands dirty. All they have to do is just lobby them and pay them money. So the government is clearly the problem, not the companies.
Are you sure that they're both not the problem? Look, man, I mean, the simple answer to that is to ban lobbying, ban lobbyists, make laws to, you know, prevent people from being able to don't give money to government figures like that. Because otherwise, there's no solution to that. They're always going to make sure the government gives them their fucking way. And here's the thing, right? I guess you could say, oh, they'll get rid of the government. So you know what they'll do? They'll just do this shit anyways because nobody is there to stop them. And the whole, can they raise their own army? Yeah. Yeah, they can. Look at what Koch did. Yeah, not in America. But Koch literally raised a fucking army of militias to kill union members. What are you talking about? Yeah, I guess it was ignored with government corruption, but still, they were technically raised a fucking army. And we're all gonna pretend like Blackwater didn't fucking exist? A literal company that was a private army?
Companies by themselves are powerless because we don't give them power. We'd shoot them if they did anything involuntary. That's how government should be. Government should be voluntary. It shouldn't be done by force, forced on the people without their consent. The difference between government and companies is that companies are voluntary and government is not.
I just love how Mr. Dapperton is saying this after continuously, throughout his entire channel's history, telling leftists and ANCOMs and ANCOMs are leftists, but ANCOMs and shit like that to just go move into the woods. Nobody's gonna stop you, after basically admitting that, yeah, no, the government's gonna stop you if you do that. No matter whether you're an ANCOM, ANCAP.
I seriously don't understand how liberals can be like, the companies are buying the government, so we need more government. Makes no damn sense. Like, at all. It has to be the world's worst idea, and it is. And before you say we need massive government to stop unchecked people from doing evil, ask yourself, how government made of those same very people left unchecked will solve the problem. Seriously, if people are evil, How is having a government made up of those same very people going to solve the problem? It's not. It makes no fucking sense. Who watches the Watchmen? No one. And if we had somebody watching the government, who would watch those people watching the government? It just doesn't make any sense. At some point, you got to trust someone with freedom. It might as well be the people. Instead of giving the freedom to lunatics and tyrants and authoritarian bastards, give the freedom to the people. You'd still have somebody protecting you. The police, private security. You'll have the right to self-defense.
Whoa. Dapperton, you do realize the police are those authoritarian bastards, right? They literally want a police state. Like, here's the thing, right? I agree. I agree with a lot of this. A lot of what he's saying here. Yeah, you can't really do shit if these same people are corrupt as fuck. If you just give them more power, it's not going to change much. That's why I think everybody should be fucking armed. And they should be prepared to take these fucking people down.
And those two last things are the most effective ways of protecting yourself anyways. The police are 15 minutes away, okay? Having private security right at the location or having a gun on you right at that moment, that's more beneficial than relying on police that are 15 minutes away. It just is.
I mean, I agree on the gun thing, but with private security, I don't think that many people can just afford private fucking security. At least, reliable private security. And even then, what if your private security turns against you? Wouldn't you rather have less of them so that if, like, one or two of them turned against you, you don't have to go up against 15 of them with your fucking little shitty handgun or whatever?
Please stop giving the government so much power. Every law passed is a freedom lost. In a country where literally everything is regulated, can you truly say you're free? You can't. And if you do, you're wrong. The country used to be so great, but liberals keep ruining it for everyone with their ever-expanding list of government laws. And they somehow think they're the good guys. Leftists are just puppets of the government-controlled mainstream media. They regurgitate whatever the state tells them to. They are government puppets. Nothing else but use as tools to expand the government and take your freedoms and your money. And they won't be happy until all your freedom and money is taken away.
Block populist economic ideas from taking root at every turn, no matter how well they poll, how many people support them. Pretty much every social ill we have could be solved if we recognize that rich people are the enemy. Like, why haven't we addressed the climate crisis?
Okay, the rich pay most of the taxes already.
Sorta. I mean, they're supposed to. Well, look at people like Jeff Bezos, who there's loopholes around so he can avoid his taxes. A lot of rich people avoid their taxes. They have loopholes, or they have their money in tax havens so they don't have to pay taxes. Yeah, they're supposed to pay the most, but they don't.
Now, the government already takes like half of your money, and that's not enough, apparently. And they put you $30 trillion in debt, and that's not enough, apparently, to fix climate change. How much will be enough to fix climate change? I don't think any amount of money will change the weather, dude. I'm sorry, but you're absolutely delusional.
Oh, too many oil and natural gas, millionaires and billionaires buying politicians. Why don't we have universal health care? Too many insurance, millionaires and billionaires paying politicians to be against it. Why can't we raise the minimum wage? Too many retail millionaires and billionaires paying off senators and congresspeople and mayors and governors and any other palm they've got to grease, right? Yet few leaders want to stand against the richies because the leaders are richies themselves and because they want money from the richies.
Okay, I think you know that the elite or the 1%, a lot of them are socialists and they want a one world government.
I'll be right back. I need a pillow. Hold on. I need a pillow. Hopefully my neighbors don't fucking hear this. Hopefully my neighbors don't hear this. Listen, right? How the fuck are the elites who hoard all the fucking money socialists? How do they want the workers to own all the labor if they don't want the workers to own all the labor and want themselves to own all the money? Sorry, the money from their labor. This is the dumbest shit I have heard today.
Now there's some rich people that want freedom too. It goes back to that graph I showed you. There's rich people that are evil, and then there's rich people that are good. Just like there's middle class people that are good and middle class people that are evil. Class doesn't determine whether you're good or evil, dude. What determines if you're good or evil is how much government you want and how much freedom of other people you will take away.
A lot of the everyday people don't want to believe that rich people are the bad guys because they dream of being rich themselves. They worship wealth. I mean,
that's not why I defend rich people. I defend rich people because some of them are legit good people who just drive the world forward and they create a lot of jobs in the process. And they don't deserve to be demonized. And they don't deserve to have the majority of their wealth taken away if they're making more jobs than everyone else.
Bruh, Dapperton, you sound like a fucking battered wife. Like, you ever see, like, the Lifetime documentaries where the woman's getting beat or whatever by her husband or boyfriend, and she's got the sunglasses on to hide her black eye, and they're like, no, he's just teaching me a lesson. He's really a great guy. That's how you fucking sound, dude. You sound like you're getting fucked in the ass by Jeff Bezos every fucking day, and if you don't make him a sandwich, he's gonna punch you in the fucking face. That's why you got the mask on to hide the black eye. And, yeah, you're just a battered wife, dude.
Taking bigger risks than everyone else.
Think about all the YouTube channels where the entire premise of the channel is that some rich douchebag is showing off all their money to their broke-ass audience so that we can live vicariously through them. Think about how many TV shows there are celebrating wealth. Donald Trump, won the presidency because he played a rich guy on TV, and his catchphrase was, "You fired." He actually tried to trademark that phrase at one point because he's a friggin' idiot. But also because rich people think they can own anything. And you know what? You're usually right. You might think from this rant, by the way, that I'm like anti-wealth. But I'm really not. I mean, I like money just as much as anyone. I fantasize just as much as the next fat schlub about what it would be like to have the best of everything and rub elbows with the world's elite power brokers. I even buy the occasional Powerball ticket, Even recognizing the astronomically minuscule odds that I could ever win.
Well, rest assured, if you win in the society that you want to build, all that money will be taken away from you as soon as you get it. So you wouldn't get much of any of it. So essentially, you would be losing the right to play the lottery. That's what I mean when government just takes stuff away. That's all they do.
He literally just said he's not anti-wealth. He literally just said that. It seemed like you watched most of the video through. Maybe you just didn't notice that. But he just said he's not anti-wealth. Why would he want to take all that money from himself? Or, everybody's fucking money from other people. And at the same time, maybe he believes in tax brackets, dude. Maybe he doesn't want to take all the money. And he doesn't believe in like a flat income tax or some shit. Maybe he believes in tax brackets. Maybe he thinks millionaires should keep at least half of it. Billionaires should keep at least half. It's still, 500 million? It's pretty fucking cool to keep.
But, I get to momentarily fantasize about what if I did. I'm not against wealth as much as I'm against political influence, having a price tag, and
if you don't like government selling your rights away for a fee, then have less government, idiot.
Decent medical care, having a price tag, and clean drinking water, having a price tag. I mean, wealth should represent greater access to luxury, not greater access to necessity.
You know which countries where poor people are the fattest? Capitalist countries.
That's not really a flex, Dapperton. That's not a flex. That's just saying it's too expensive to be healthy in this country. You ever been to a fucking Whole Foods? That place is fucking expensive as fuck. Like, dude, the more unhealthy shit is less expensive. It's cheaper. That's not a good thing. That just means the poor people are gonna eat unhealthy. Like, look. I'm fat, right? So, look. I'm fat as fuck. But, I could probably afford some fucking more expensive, unhealthy shit if I had a Whole Foods around here or some fucking bullshit like that. Definitely no TJ could with his fucking Patreon and shit. If you suck rich dick this much, you probably could afford that. So, But at the end of the day, I mean, there's definitely some people poorer than that who all they could afford is some fucking ramen and shit like that, which is not good for you.
Socialist countries and communist countries, people often starve to death.
Yes, under capitalist countries, people have definitely never starved to death. Great Depression? I've never heard of this thing you've brought up.
I want conservatives to be able to call me a hypocrite, by the way, by pointing out how wealthy I am. So let's make them right by joining the Pessimist Productions Patreon.
Okay, that's enough of that shit. But I guess this is a good segue into my Patreon.
No. It's a segue into my Patreon. No, I don't have a fucking Patreon. I don't want a fucking Patreon. Go stream my music if you want to pay me. Look up the dough. No fucking Patreon. I don't need that shit. But anyways, leave a dislike. Call me a hater in the comments. And yeah, Slimber out. Let me hit my fucking vape on camera. Because you know what? Fuck it. I'm a douche. Slimber out.